Our round 19 match of the day saw two out-of-form sides come together. Subiaco, who had lost their last two matches, and Swan Districts their last three. In fact, you have to go back 5 Saturdays since Swan Districts last tasted success. They needed to lift their rating in order to get themselves into form for the finals and protect their A-Link percentage. But it was apparent from the first bounce they weren't going to get everything their own way. Although Swan Districts kicked the first goal of the match, Subiaco were here to play on this afternoon. A perfect afternoon for football, and a potent forward line for Swan Districts saw them open the afternoon with a good goal from Murray Newman, but a very quick reply by Subiaco saw the Lions back into the game, and not just back into the game, they actually took the ascendancy away from Swan Districts. They were very, very hard at the football. Young Justin Joyce, a player of the future, kicked a telling goal for Subiaco. One of 6 goals they scored in the first quarter, and a quarter that they dominated pretty well despite the efforts of Ash Hansen up forward. He kicked a difficult one there, but he could struggle in front of goals, and when he did struggle, he made it look difficult indeed for a player of his ability. He was to strike form later on in the piece, but Subiaco with 6 goals in the first quarter led by 22 points at quarter time, and they were certainly in form as shown by that man George Hampson, who kicked a very good goal. Some of Swan District's football was untidy. Graham Jetta playing into the hands of Clancy Wheeler. Forward they went again, and Jack Anthony was just having one of those days. He was certainly on song. He kicked 3 goals in the first quarter, and then 1 in the second and 1 in the third until it dried up. Swan Districts, well, they kept on coming. Ash Hansen started to find things a lot easier after a mistake by Aidan Parker on the goal line, and Swan Districts were pretty much on their way after half-time. They did trail by 24 points at half-time, but they certainly found their feet and their confidence and a lot of form in the third quarter as well. Blake Broadhurst chipped in with a goal in the third term, but it was a quarter that was dominated by Swan Districts. They kicked 8 goals to Subiaco's 3 in that term. Hansen continued to be a very damaging player, and that man there, Dale Garlett, he finished up kicking 4 goals for the afternoon, 3 of them in the second half, and his brilliance was one of the reasons why Swan Districts started to emerge. They led by 8 points at 3-quarter time, and then they really hammered home the advantage in the final quarter. Hansen kicking the last of his 7 goals of the afternoon, and in the end it was all Swan Districts. Subiaco looked out on their feet. They started to make mistakes. Tim Gapin, number 35 there, combining with Dale Garlett, who kicked the last goal of the match. The 4th of his haul of 4 saw Swan Districts home, and they were most impressive indeed in winning 17 goals 14, 116 to Subiaco's 13 goals 5, 83. The margin in the end was 53 points. That's a 57-point turnaround from half-time. Well, next week we travel up to Steel Blue Oval following Swan Districts. They are back in form. They come up against Peel Thunder, who are walloped by West Perth Saturday afternoon. It's going to be Swan Districts versus Peel Thunder, a standalone game, round 20, Steel Blue Oval, and we'll be on air from 2 p.m.